This channel is supported by Truefire. Truefire is an online library
enough, you can get the Truefire All Access Pass for as cheap as they ever do it, the $99 thing. So just jump and do that if you're looking for the best price you can get Truefire All Access for.
Being honest, I've really not given the Pod Go as much attention as any of the other Line 6 stuff. I've not taken it really quite as seriously. But I've been noticing like some people grabbing the presets just quietly in the background behind, you know, all this other stuff, and it kind of got me thinking like I should take this a little bit more seriously again. So I decided that in this video I wanted to put together the ThePerfectStrat preset, which is something that came across from my Helix, which was based on this idea really of taking some ideas from Justin Ostrander's deluxe reverb stuff, because I just found that it worked really well. Ironically, it works really well with all of my guitars. So it's called ThePerfectStrat, but actually you're going to hear the voice of your guitar quite clearly through some of this stuff. But then I kind of got into it, so I started making that preset. But it is really different using this on the floor to the HX Stomp. And I think actually the Pod Go, if I was going to be playing in a worship team, maybe gigging and all of this sort of stuff, maybe like even in a theatre, the Pod Go actually might be a better choice than the HX Stomp. Maybe the HX Stomp XL is a very close rival, because the foot switching is more or less the same sort of situation with that. But the benefits over the HX Stomp, the Pod Go has 4 snapshots, which actually for me would work better live, because you'd have your solo, your clean, but then you'd be able to snapshot in something else like a specialty snapshot and snapshot 4. Not only that, but you can jump into mode, like I'm about to in this intro. You can switch in and out individual effects. Now that's not really something that's possible with the HX Stomp. As I say, the HX Stomp XL has that. But it actually kind of takes you away from this feeling which I get with the HX Stomp, which is that I'm kind of fixed in whatever I dialed in snapshot wise. Like, although they're really good for actually, you know, not tap dancing, what it also I find kind of knocks out is this little bit more freedom, where you can be a bit more creative and go, right, well, I wanted a little bit less gain, or maybe I could switch in a pitch effect like I'm about to here. I do think the Pod Go is underrated in this regard, and at the moment I think they're about £400. But, you know, you've got the expression pedal built in if you're using that sort of stuff. There's a send and return. I think you don't have MIDI, right? I think there might be some USB MIDI, but you don't have MIDI. That's one major thing that's missing from the HX Stomp. And you also don't have parallel paths. That's another major thing that's missing from the HX Stomp. So you'll never be able to do dual amping with this. But you can do a lot of other really cool stuff. So I think I've slept on it for a little bit too long. So I'm going to make some more presets for it, I think. But this one, jump into the Gumroad folder if you want to check it out. I do think the Pod Go, you know, realistically, if I think about the gigs that I've been doing through the summer on the FM9, I could probably have done them quite comfortably on the Pod Go, more than I could have done it on an HX Stomp. And the HX Stomp is my favourite Line 6 device, but I think the Pod Go, actually in terms of value for money and what you can do with it, is probably a close second. Let me know in the comments if you're gigging a Pod Go, what you think of it. Is there anything you would change? Yeah, let's talk about it a bit.
Okay, so I wanted to dial in this preset, ThePerfectStrat, and get this working for me over here. So this preset here, I'm going to presume, is not that useful. Let's actually start from, so copy, paste. I know I'm never going to use any of these factory presets. Pasting preset. So now what we can do, this one I need to change to the deluxe reverb. So deluxe reverb, and for snapshot 1, so we call this the perfect strat. So drive starts at 7.9 here, bass at 0.7. There could be a few moving parts to this particular preset, but not anything too crazy. Treble at 7.2, and channel volume at 9, master at 10. Okay, keeping this low high shelf there, keeping this cab, actually this cab is going to change to what I very ordinarily use. 4x12 Cali V30. 4x12 Cali V30 is what I want. Annoying. Right. 3.9. High cut, 4 kHz. I think that's what we want. Yeah. Okay, delay and reverb are basically the same as I'd have here. I need to get rid of, well, I don't necessarily need that or that. Instead here, I want to change this to just a straightforward gain block. Where is gain? Noise gate, but volume, it'll be on the volume pedal, obviously, won't it? Stupid man. Right, so that's going up to plus 10.6. So we're kind of just boosting the front end here. So that goes there. Save. So at the moment, this is like our mid gain. Okay, then, so snapshot 1, lower lead, 3 is kind of going to be our cleaner, so we get rid of that. And for our cleaner preset, what we're going to do is drop the drive and treble down to 3.8 and 7.2. Can I remember that? 3.8 snapshots, 3.8. and treble 7.2, so that's fine. Channel volume goes up to 10, so we'll save that, save, and then in the middle we want screaming, which takes everything up to 10. That's our higher gain lead setting. Still don't want that. Up to 10. Sorry, treble we need to take up to 10. Snapshots 10. Channel volume down to 9. You may want to involve some sort of gate here. Save. So now let's just check this out. I've got my 3 snapshots. Oh yeah, I want this to turn off. My clean. Then A. B. Now I've got another snapshot here, which is snapshot 3. Can I copy? No, not in that way. Snapshot, copy snapshot. Wait, so copy snapshot, go to 4, paste snapshot. So what else could we do here? Do we want a compressor? Really? Maybe some sort of drive? I don't know, what could we go with here? Pitch? That's pretty cool. Or we could do probably boost comp, so this would be like the Bukovac thing. So if we come off of here, how do you just, oh, these dots. So I don't want this one to be controlled by a foot switch. Actually, editing on this is really quite straightforward. What else can I turn on or off? Got delay down there. Still got another block free where we could do cool stuff. So what could we do? That simple pitch. That's pretty awesome stuff, isn't it, really? Let's be honest. Let's call this one, what can we call this? Rename. Harmony. I mean, let's just turn that off here. So through the snapshots, I just need to make sure that I've got that harmony disengaged. So let's go into snapshot mode. Bypass. Lead. Bypass. Yeah, cool. Well, that's, yeah, I don't know. I've personally kind of slept on the Pod Go for quite a while now, but I think it sounds good, is, you know, quite affordable, also quite like a giggable kind of package. I'll drop this preset into the Gumroad folder. Grab that if you want to, and I'll catch you in another video soon. Cheers for stopping by.